Advanced Roles in Administration, Chapter 20. Learning Objectives. For Lesson 20, Advanced Roles in Administration, the first one is define the qualities and responsibilities of a successful office manager in a healthcare facility. 2, explain how to conduct a staff meeting with an agenda. 3, identify several ways in which employees are motivated. 4, do the following related to creating a team environment. Discuss strategies to create a team environment in the healthcare facility. And list communication barriers and how to overcome them. 5, do the following related to finding the right employee for the job. Identify the need to find a right employee for an opening in the medical office. Review a general job description for medical assistants. Explain how to search through resumes and application for potential candidates. List and discuss legal and illegal interview questions. Explain how to select the most qualified candidates. And identify follow-up activities the office manager should perform after an interview. Number 6, review new employee and orientation, including paperwork, training, and development. 7, discuss strategies for determining fair salaries and raises, addressing a problem employee, and terminating an employee. 8, identify the information that should be included in a personal policy manual. 9, describe how office policies and procedures are different from personnel policies. And 10, explain the office manager's role in regulatory compliance. Choosing healthcare management as a profession. Some people are attracted to the clinical side, while others are attracted to the administrative sides. Everyone working in healthcare has a common desire to help others. Different routes to becoming a manager in healthcare setting. Either educational roles aimed at healthcare management, educational route including a business administration degree, or healthcare worker like medical assistants or registered nurse with on-job experience. Traits of a successful medical office manager. Good judgment and fair. Has good health. Ability to organize. Willing to learn. Possesses original ideas. Leadership ability. Flexible and approachable. Cares about employees. Remains calm during crisis. Open to constructive criticisms. Good communication skills. And good listening skills. Management problems often can be prevented by defining carefully the areas of authority and the responsibilities of each employee. What do many physicians say is their most common personal problem? May say it is friction among coworkers. It is also necessary to have an understanding of budgeting and financial reports. Keeping the management relationship professional. Some employees take advantage of a good relationship with managers. Healthy respect must be maintained. Maintain a good rapport with employees without becoming overly friendly, and keep relationships professional. Office management responsibilities. They're in charge of personal management, sometimes financial management, scheduling, facility and equipment management, and risk management. The performance evaluation is part of the employment record, but an office manager will also be responsible for employee social security numbers, the numbers of tax exemptions claimed, wages, and the deductions associated with payroll. Getting the scheduling matrix established is the responsibility of the manager working in conjunction with the provider. Communication. There are 5 C's of good communication. The first one is clear. Use words that accurately convey your meaning and are presented in a logical order. Concise. Get to the point and do not wander over topic. Consistent. Provide the same message day to day so that people can rely on what you say. Correct. Use technical terms correctly. Make sure you do not make up any grammatical or spelling errors. And the last one is courteous. Be friendly, open, and honest. Also, you want to be able to make sure that you speak slowly and clearly. Do not interrupt. Use a respectful tone of voice and ask for feedback. Effective communication is vital skill for anyone working in healthcare. Active listening. Active listening applies to working with patients, staff, providers, vendors, and insurance companies. The listener must concentrate on what is being said and how it is being said. Remain non-judgmental and neutral. Refrain from interrupting. Allow for periods of silence. Smile and nod your head. Lean slightly forward, maintaining eye contact, and avoid distractions. The office manager should also be aware of who might overhear a conversation. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act, also known as HIPAA, considerations must be kept in mind. Time management, invaluable skill for an office manager. You need to get your own tasks done, but also make sure your staff can complete their tasks as well. Prioritization is key. Goal setting, either weekly, monthly, or yearly. Develop plans to reach goals. Determine how to achieve goals. Prioritize the ABC system. Delegate as needed. And track on a to-do list. One of the ways to prioritize is to use the ABC system. This most urgent or important task is given an A. Less urgent or important tasks are given a B. And those that are least urgent, important, are given a C. Monthly planning. Note all providers, vacations, conferences, vendor meetings, and accountant meetings. Office manager must approve staff vacations, and they need to make sure that there's always adequate office coverage. Staff meetings, a formal channel used to keep the office manager and other team members current and communicating on a regular basis. Set aside a specific time for regular meetings at an hour when most people can attend with least disruption. Draw up a simple agenda and you distribute it. Maybe informational, problem solving, or brainstorming. And it can be combined with breakfast or lunch. With staff meetings, they may be scheduled as frequently as weekly, but should be held no less than quarterly. Meetings should be conducted democratically and without interruption. And the status of action items from the staff meetings should be introduced in the NAC staff meeting as minutes. Motivation. A manager with a group of outstanding employees usually is looked on as an effective leader. Frederick Herzberg, the father of job enrichment, stated, "Jobs must be satisfying and motivate employees to grow and reach their full capabilities. Employees who show greater ability should be given more responsibility. If the job does not allow employees to use his or her full ability, a different employee who can grow and find motivation in the work should be placed in that position." Successful managers must be interested in people they work with on a daily basis. Remember, motivation is a key component in developing successful employees. Use of incentives and employee recognition. Staff should feel satisfaction with the working conditions and atmosphere. Incentives give employees reason to perform over and above the level expected of them. And recognition is a strong method of improving employee morale and encouraging outstanding performance. When an award is at stake, most employees enjoy participating and striving to accomplish goals that have been set. Creating a team environment. Teamwork is critical in the medical profession. Keep employees in the loop. Improve morale with events including employees' families. And communicate well with staff. In the physician's office, the manager must promote an atmosphere in which the employees are willing to work together toward common goals. Recognize and overcome barriers to communication. Effective communication is important to increase efficiencies and improve teamwork. Recognizing barriers to communication in the workplace is critical to the healthcare team. The following are 5 barriers that can occur in the healthcare agencies. It is important for the medical assistant to recognize the barriers and help the team overcome them. The first one is physical separation boundaries. In large healthcare facilities, employees can be separated by departments or even by distance if they are in different buildings. Communicating via email can be difficult, and communication cues can be missed, leading to misinterpretation of the message. Using technology can help employees interact and strengthen communication. Next one is language barriers. The workplaces are becoming more diverse. Employees live and train in different areas, learning different communication styles and different words for the same thing. For instance, a surgical instrument may be known by several names as a result of providers training in different parts of the world. Supervisors who encourage awareness and acceptance of everyone's language and culture diversities will strengthen the team's communication. Status barriers. People may perceive that only those in higher rankings positions in a healthcare organization are important. This can lead to communication barriers and malfunctioning teams. It is important for the supervisor to promote awareness and acceptance that everyone counts and every position on the team is important. Gender difference barriers. Males and females communicate differently, with females typically preferring a closer, more personal communication styles than males. In some situations, the minority gender in the organization may not be as comfortable in communicating with peers. It is important for the supervisor to ensure that all employees, regardless of gender, feel empowered to communicate openly with others. And cultural diversity barriers. Behaviors, words, and gestures have different meanings from one cultural group to another. How persons of different cultural groups communicate can also be the difference. It is important for supervisors to help those team members embrace the cultural differences among the members, and educating the team on the differences can help promote understanding and cohesion. Finding the right employee for the job. Want to have a cohesive team. Discuss the type of employee needed and job description for the individual. One of the most effective methods is allowing medical assistant students to complete their practicum and healthcare facility. When creating online or job postings, office manager should list the basic responsibilities and expectations for the position. The most important asset of a healthcare facility is a staff that genuinely cares for patients. Some offices also list a few of the benefits offered to attract applicants and also may disclose a salary range. Job description. Tools designed to inform job candidates about duties they would be expected to perform. Essential in search for perfect candidates. Should include statements that say employee must perform any additional duties as assigned by the supervisor. New employees should be monitored. An effective manager understands the phrase, inspect what you expect. Reviewing applications. You review the resumes to separate applications that meet minimal qualifications from those that do not. Applicants who meet minimal qualifications are then divided into 3 stacks. 1, individuals to call for an interview. 2, candidates but not the strongest. And 3, those who will not be called for an interview. One original stack of applications has been reviewed. The office manager can return to the qualifying applications to determine which candidate to interview. Use careful judgment and objectivity when doing this process. Arranging the personal interview. Conduct a pre-screening interview. A qualified candidate should speak with ease. Set up a time for the personal interview when the applicant can be given undivided attention. Inquiries about medical history, arrest records, or previous drug use are illegal. And create a question list before you interview. Office managers must research the laws that pertain to employment in their own states. Numerous laws affect the way employees are treated, from the interview through the end of employment. The office manager should be familiar with these laws and how they affect the practice. The first one, the Fair Labor Standards Act, states standards for minimum wage and overtime pay. Employees must be paid minimum wage and time and a half for overtime hours as they apply. It prohibits those under the age of 18 from performing certain kinds of work and restrict for hours of work under the age of 16. Occupational Safety and Health Act, also known as OSHA. They regulate conditions affecting employee safety and health in the workplace. Workers' compensation regulates the benefits of employees who have been injured on the job. It determines pay for employees who are not working because of an on-job injury. The Family and Medical Leave Act requires employees of 50 or more employees to offer up to 12 weeks of unpaid job-protected leave to eligible employees for the birth of a child, an adoption, or a personal or family illness. Pregnancy Discriminations Act forbids employers to refuse to hire a woman based on pregnancy, childbirth, or related medical conditions. It requires employees to hold an open job for a pregnancy-related absence the same length of time that a job would be held open for employees on sick or disability leave. Americans with Disabilities Act prohibits discrimination against individuals with disabilities. And then your Age Discrimination Act prevents discrimination in hiring on basis of age. It also prevents discrimination in promoting, discharging, and compensating employees. The interview. You put the applicant at ease. Avoid stressful interviews. Ask open-ended questions, such as behavioral questions and situational questions. Give an applicant the opportunity to ask questions. Give an idea of next steps. And rate or summarize impressions of applicant with other interviewers with applicant leaves. The manager may want to invite serious prospects to lunch with the staff or for coffee in the more relaxed atmosphere of the employee lounge, which represents the opportunity to discover whether applicant's personality will mesh with the atmosphere of the office. Follow-up activities. Take a few moments to rate the applicant. Jot down some notes. Be objective and fair. And check all references and follow through on any leads for information. Selecting the right applicant. Grammar and enunciation. Office manners and customer service skills. Professional appearance. Their work history. Match to required job skills. And are they friendly and personable attitudes? Never rely strict on a gut instinct about a potential employee. When a decision has to be reached to hire someone, it is best to bring the successful candidate back into the office to offer the position and negotiate the final details. Do not expect the potential employee to answer the offer on the spot. 2 or 3 days is reasonable time to consider the offer. Remember to notify all final candidates for the position that has been filled so that they can continue their job search. Paperwork for new employees. Agreements regarding pay, wage, and deductions. Benefits, schedule, work location, and so on. Notices of at-will employment status. Acknowledgement of ethics statements. Direct deposit applications. And Occupational Safety and Health Administration compliance acknowledgement or checklist. All of these forms, once signed, should be kept in the employee's personal file. Orientation and training. Acquaint the new employees with the following: staff members and their names, physical environment and layout of office, the nature of the practice and specialty, such as family practice or if it's an orthopedic office, types of patients seen in the office. Is it a pediatrics office, which are children? Geriatrics are your seniors. Or is it an office that sees all types of patients? Office policies and procedures, employee benefits, short and long-term range expectations, and HIPAA and computer training. One of the most critical errors made when bringing new staff members aboard is not providing them with fair orientation and training procedures. Types of employee benefits. The first one, employer-sponsored health insurance. The employer may pay a percentage of the employee's health insurance premiums. Dental and vision benefits. The employer may offer dental and vision benefits for employees, but may choose not to sponsor any of the premiums. A cafeteria plan is a tax-free account in which employees can invest some of their paycheck and from which they can withdraw amounts for qualified health and or child daycare expenses. The 401k retirement account matching. The employer matches the exact amount or a percentage of the investment the employee makes every pay period, or up to a specified amount. So it could either be in percentages, such as 2 to 3%, or a specified amount, such as $1,500. Life insurance. The employee pays for a small life insurance policy for a minimum after death expenses, and this is paid by the employer. Disability insurance. A benefit employees pay for that pays them if they are disabled or unable to work. These are all examples of types of employee benefits that could be offered to a new employee. Using performance evaluations effectively. The new employee should be granted a probationary period, usually 60 to 90 days. They set a specific date for performance evaluations covering probationary periods. The typical appraisal includes feedback on teamwork, punctuality and attendance, motivation, accuracy with skills, customer service, professionalism, and potential continuing education for future goals. When negative information is to be related to the employee during a performance appraisal, sandwich the negative comments between two positive ones. Managers also may use the feel, felt, and found approach when talking with their employees about their performance. Fair salaries and raises. Good employee retention is the goal. Can find information about salary comparisons on the internet. Merit raises are increases based on the employee's commendable performance. When the office pays fairly salaries for work done, the facility retains happy employees. Problem employees. The first step is counseling employees to determine source of difficulties. Redirect as needed. And many offices allow one verbal warning before written reprimands go into the employee's file. If manager does not make a habit of writing a formal warning in the employees, human resources file, there may not be sufficient documentation of problems. The employees who display a willingness to improve their attitude are worth the investment the office manager makes to help them succeed. Terminating employees. If ground rules are decided in advance, written into office policies and procedures manuals, and explained to all employees, the problem is partially solved. Probationary employee who does not prove satisfactory should be dismissed at the end of the probationary period. Dismissed employees should never be allowed to train or influence a replacement, and an exit meeting should be pre-planned. An employee who has been in service for some time and is not performing satisfactorily should be warned and given an explanation of the specific improvements expected. Most practice consultants believe that firing should come close to the end of the day and the end of the work week, after all employees have left, and at the break should be clean and immediate. Listen to employees' feedback unless it becomes lengthy or abusive. After dismissing an employee, do not leave that person in the office unattended. Embezzlement, insubordination, and violation of patient confidentiality are grounds for immediate dismissal without warning. The Personal Policy Manual. In your Personal Policy Manual, you'll have their health benefits, vacation time, sick leave, holiday, overtime, performance evaluations, termination of employment, grievance complaint process, the dress code, office safety, and employee's role in case of emergency. Information about the employee-employee relationship is found in the Personal Policy Manual, sometimes referred to as the Employee Handbook. Some agencies will give each new employee a copy of the Personal Policy Manual, and others keep a copy in a central location. Workplace sexual harassment. The medical office manager will need to make all employees aware of what conduct is considered sexual harassment. Ensure that the healthcare facility is a comfortable place for all employees to work. Once a report is made, the manager must investigate the allegation. Some organizations have policies regarding office decorations. The U.S. Equal Employment Opportunity Commission states that sexual harassment is unwelcome sexual advances, requests for sexual favors, and other verbal or physical harassment of a sexual nature. Workplace bullying. Repeated mistreatment of an employee by one or more employees. Abusive conduct that is threatening, humiliating, or intimidating. The office manager's responsibility is to take all accusations seriously and to also create an environment in which employees will freely come to the manager when there is an issue. Workplace Bullying Institute's in 2017 survey showed that 19% of Americans are bullied and 60.4 million people are affected by workplace bullying, but only 29% of those who are bullied reported it. Office policies and procedures. For clinical, they vary from one healthcare facility to another, and they need to have standard procedures. Administrative vary from one healthcare facility to another. They usually cover topics such as opening and closing the office, appointment scheduling, patient account processing, insurance claim processing, and eligibility verification. Regulatory compliance. The Health Insurance Portability and Accountability Act is HIPAA. Another regulatory compliance would be Health Information Technology for Economic and Clinical Health Act, HITECH. And then you got your Occupational Safety and Health Act. Employees with more than 10 employees are required to keep a record of serious work-related injuries and illnesses. It is important for an office manager in a healthcare facility to stay current with all changes in the legislation at both the state and federal levels. legal and ethical issues. Stay abreast of current employment laws and regulations. Document employees' performance and communicate about poor performance. And HIPAA compliance training should be required for all healthcare facilities. To the extent that it is possible, you want to treat employees in a similar fashion and extend fairness to all. Patient-centered care. Good office managers will make sure staff is more than competent and they have the tools they need to provide great patient care. Keep policies and procedures in place that protect both patients and staff. Look at the whole picture and take appropriate actions to safeguard facilities. Understand that if there are no patients, there is no need for the healthcare facility to exist. Remember that teamwork is dreamwork, and we are all part of a team to make an office be successful and make sure that patient care is a top priority. And this will conclude Chapters 20, Advanced Roles in Administration.